The 3 words that applies to me as a general rule of thumb is don't really care. Hi, my name is Jackson. I'm the founder of Mighty Jaxx. So Mighty Jaxx creates digital and physical collectibles. Now this is how my typical day looks like. Usually I wake up around 8 a.m. or so, do a bit of house errands, and I start doing a couple of calls. Usually it's US based, so it's a little bit earlier in the morning. At about 11 or so, I'll go down to the office. I'll take my walk around, meet the different functions of the team. So from marketing, product, design, investment, and so on. And after which at around 1 p.m, if I do have some time for lunch, I'll have lunch. If not, then I continue doing my calls, meeting a few partners who will drop by the office from time to time. Because our office is just like a massive playground pretty much, and people just love coming and talking to us, looking at the things that we do. Usually towards the later half of the afternoon, I'll have more time for myself to do my emails and run through a couple of things that I may have missed. And at around 6 p.m, what we usually do meet, it's people and investors and partners coming in from overseas. And so we bring them out for a nice local dinner. We have a couple of drinks after that and we talk shop a little bit. And that is usually until 10, 11 p.m. and I'm back home again, get ready to rest for the next day. Hi, welcome to Mighty Jaxx. So over here, you can see that the styling and everything, it's meant to be a showroom, like almost like a exit through the gift shop, entrance through the gift shop type of vibe. All around us are products that we have done over the last 10 years. So Mighty Jaxx actually originate from my love of collectibles. Ever since young, I do have my action figures which I love so much. Through school, through adult, I've always been collecting in different forms. Because my background is in creative, so I look up to a lot of artists and designers. And one time I realized that they use collectibles as a medium to create a sort of like a visual representation of their artwork. I started buying all those figurines. And I realized that they're called designer toys. They're called art toys, right? And so this thing stuck with my head for a very long time. Like, I also want to create something of my own with my bare hands. And so Mighty Jaxx really started from a passion of collectibles. The USP, commercially speaking, I think it's the styles that we do have. Certain artists that we work with, they have a distinctive style. So one of our longest partners, like Jason Finney, who does the dissection styles, we take his artwork, we put it with some of the greatest brands in the world, Warner Brothers, Disney, and so on, and we create new stylization using that, right? So that's more recognizable. This entire space is really more for, I would say, breakout areas, so that our team members can either work in the telephone booths or the larger rooms that are available. The boardroom is just right over there. We do have quite a bit of musicians over here, so we do use this as a jamming area. Some of our favorite guitars are all there, the drum set, everything. I would say the culture in Mighty Jaxx, it spawned off as an extension of myself as well. Like human beings, we do have passions outside of work-related stuff, right? So for me, generally, I will call myself a field musician, and I think we have about 20 of us over here. Not field, some of them are, they are in bay beats and stuff, so they're quite established. And so we have a great jamming area. We'll come here, we'll just play music, and just do things beyond pure work, so that we could engage each other with a better frequency. And so when we work, it's almost like in tandem, and I like that very much. And that is only something that you can do when people are willing to commit more of their time over here at Mighty Jaxx.
The flexibility that we are allowed here is beautiful, man. It's the most beautiful thing of modern corporate world, and I personally I'll take my time, because I prefer working late into the night. It gets more productive for me. As long as deadlines are met, the work is done, the amount of flexibility we are allowed here is beautiful.
Come on in, we go into the working area, right? We do have our team members during the lunch break right now. Everyone say hi, guys. All right, on this side of the space is largely more creative based. So we do have 3D artists, concept artists, illustrators, graphic, everyone just resides here. You see, like, this is my room, which is just like a pigsty. It's just super messy, you know, full of stuff. The 3 words that applies to me as a general rule of thumb is don't really care. The idea of don't really care really came from a need to create something extraordinary. Now you see, if you do care and you do think about the details that goes into something, and you start to frame yourself into a perimeter, then chances are you'll achieve the same result as many different people that has been done before. And so the only way to break out of that, right, is to not care so much. And so when you do that, you will create something extraordinary because it's unreasonable to behave that way. And when it's unreasonable, goes against the grain, and that's when you can see unique results, I would say. Now, whether is it for better or worse, it doesn't matter, really. Because either way, it points you in the right direction.
I think the main one I actually picked up is don't be afraid to fail.
Getting over my fear of taking risks. To me, that's kind of like the biggest takeaway I have over the last few years. You're not afraid to experiment and fail and pick yourself up and try again.
Mighty Jaxx as a company and the DNA that resides in it, it's an extension of its founder. At least in the very beginning, it will be shown quite heavily on that. And then after that, it's shaped by the people who are in it.
A lot of the brainstorming sessions that we have, even in terms of like concept, content, big campaigns and everything, it's always a very collective effort. It's never going to be a dictator type of thing, like, boom, I want this, I want this, I want this. It's never like that. It's always, okay, we have input, we have input, we have input.
He's not like the usual bosses. I actually have to say that because I don't feel intimidated or scared to knock on his door going, hey, do you have like a minute, can I talk to you? So he makes it a very good environment to just come in, pop in for a chat, sit down in the pantry with him, eat an ice cream with him, you know. He does that for us. I think that's how, you know, he makes me feel comfortable as an employee, and also coming out of my shell and then getting to know each other better. Your work gets better too.
For me, where we're going in 5 years, where I'm going in 5 years, quite honestly, it's anyone's guess. If we had stuck by being a collectible company and just being that, we would not have achieved the growth that we are right now. And so the mind needs to be open, in which possibilities can be endless. And so to do that, once you determine there is an end goal, there is a space that you want to be, you naturally cap yourself to it. It's like being a horse with blinders. There's nothing wrong with that. But that is the result that you're gonna get. It's something that you know already in 5 years or in 10 years. Now, I don't want that. I want it to be spontaneous. I want it to be a surprise almost. Just by being adaptable and just by being open to people and listening to advices and building upon that. And there you have it. That's how I get to be employee number 1.